Hello again. I'm back again for another stream. This time we are going to be basing the Winggit that I said I was going to do last stream. I can't be bothered making some content. It's hot and I'm bothered. And so it's going to be a bit of a low energy, low key stream. It's probably not going to be that long. So let's get stuck into it. I started a bit later than normal, so that's not going to help either. Okay, so if you remember from last stream, I made this thing for this thing. Well, I painted it up, put some colour in it, changed things up a bit, whatever. Looks alright. I haven't sealed it yet, so I will be doing that. But first, for this, what we're going to do is add some grass, then we're going to add the water effects, and then we'll just plop on some lichen or something like that to jazz up the tree a little. Don't want it too jazzy. Had a cleaning malfunction just before, so I was getting ready. A tub of simple green that I used to strip paint off figures fell. But crisis averted. We're done. Okay, what are we doing here? I'm going to be just putting some PVA and mixed with a little bit of water. Might even just gloop it onto here and then use a bit of water to spread it around. Thin it out a little. So just all the bits where I think there should be a little bits of grass. Maybe a bit over here too. Yeah, that'll do. And rubbish brush with water on it, or in it, and move that glue around. The white balance is a bit off, isn't it? I've got the blinds drawn today because it is warm. I'm getting that harsh afternoon sun in my face. I just thicken that up a touch because we want to make sure that the grass that we put on here sticks. And I'm also trying to avoid the edges here because we don't want furry edges. Turn down that music in my ears. There we go. Little disheveled today. Bit of a headache. Okay, that's going to be grassy enough. Then I take my stuff. I love this stuff. This is a scorched grass, so it's kind of green and brown. It's not nice and vibrant. I got some bendy tweezers just to get into all the nooks and the crannies. Getting clumps of it and just tapping it on. Before we get to this half, I'm going to push all that in there and then tap what we can off. I know some people use a static grass applicator, so it gives this flock a static charge and so it stands up on end. Model railroad enthusiasts do that to make nice manicured lawns. This is not a nice manicured swamp, so I'm not going to be bothered with that. There's a couple of different kinds of applicators if you weren't aware, like a bed, and you put the thing on it and then get charged up, or you've got like looks like a unusual salt and pepper shaker that's charged. You can make them yourself, or you can buy them, which they're not the cheapest tools just to make static grass stand up on end. Luxury item, definitely. Well, that was a nice quick transformation, huh? Looks alright. It's still looking a bit barren though. What I might do is I'll just put the water effects on there now. I'm using this stuff, water effects is what it's called, Woodland Scenics. Now this is more of a paste. You can't really squeeze it out. It's super goopy. So I'm going to carve it out, or scoop it out. Using my everything tool, sculptor's tool. It's super scoopy. So this stuff is good for making waves and ripples and whatnot, because it holds its form. And it's not just like a clear resin that you can pour. I suppose if you had enough of it, it would pour, but and you wouldn't be basing if that was the case. You would be making bits of terrain with miniatures on it. So this will dry clear eventually. So I'm just going to push it up into the edges of the lip that we made in the previous stream. And this will dry gloss. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to put reeds in this thing, wasn't I? I'll have to get them out. Get my basing box out. A little unprepared this afternoon. Like I said, just a bit disheveled, all over the place. I don't do well in warm weather. It does not agree with me. Okay. Just smoothing this out. And trying to make sure I don't go over that edge. I shouldn't smooth it too much. I've got to put the reeds in it yet. That's going to require a bit of gloop. Okay, just going to wipe that off. And bear with me for a sec while I struggle to get over to my terrain box. Okay. Oof, this area smells like cleaner. That's probably not going to help my headache. Terrain box, yay. And in here, I have some things. Oh, it's not even in this one. It's in my other terrain box. Terrain box, yay. Okay, so this stuff that I've got kind of looks like a broom head. I suppose you could use a broom head if you got an old broom. There we go. Get the skizzers. Alrighty. See? So I'm just going to take a bunch, just a little. I don't think I'm ever going to need to buy any more of this ever again. Look how much it's how little you use. I'm not even using all of this. Okay, so bunch it up. Not too uniform. And how do you reckon? Is that tall? Is that tall going to be enough? It will be enough. And it goes everywhere. Yay me. I should have held it with my other hand. Let's try that again, shall we? Alright, attempt number 2. This is the most professional stream in the world. Holding it with both hands now. Hey, no more flanging. So we have just a few. So what I'm going to do is just kind of whack it in there, but I'm going to add a bit more to give it something to grab onto, a bit more water effect. And I'll just kind of sculpt around it. Very carefully, just going to push it into it. So when it dries, you'll just have all these reeds kind of sticking out of it. Instead of glue. See if I can spread it out a little so it's not just a clump. Maybe some of these ones that went flanging, I can cut them a little bit shorter and stick them in the edges. Alright, let's see how that goes. Oh, that's my phone going off as well. Jeez. I'm gonna put my phone, I've got to silence that thing so it doesn't flang again. I think that's my favourite word now, flang. Flinging and flanging. Quiet you. Okay. Alrighty. So now I've got different heights on this thing. That's looking alright. I think I'm happy with that. And now I'll just push this stuff around so this doesn't look like this water's leaping up to it. And just try and smooth it out a bit. If I wanted to make it kind of like a fetid pool and have bubbles, you can get half beads, like little balls cut in half, and just push it in there. Different sizes, and it looks like bubbles not yet bursting. It's already starting to dry because of this warm temperature. I'm going to try and just add a little bit of water and smooth it out a bit. It's not the easiest stuff to work with. If need be, I can always go over this with another coat, which I think I will. Once this is dry, I'll go over it again. Okay, and I'll pop the lid on this before the rest of the bottle dries. So that's that one done. And another good reason why we didn't do the flock or grass last is because if we started tapping the base, it'll go in the water and create an undesirable effect. No one wants a hairy pool. I'm just going to pop the rest of those reeds back into the bag. You two junky bits. Why not? Whatever I can grab anyway. Okay, that's that one done. What do we want? How about we put in some tufts, grass tufts. Whoop. I got a bunch of these, different colours. What's that? World Scenics. I got different colours of them, different flowers. I don't know if we want flowers in there. Maybe you want a purple one just to add some colour, a little bit eerie. We want some rubbish stuff there. And have we got any long, shabby looking grass? That's shabby-ish. Alright, so we'll just use a couple, we don't want to overload it, because that would look silly. Okay, so I've already got some of this already out, so shabby, leafy, and if I can pull off a purple, that would be tops. Now I don't need an entire bunch, I just need like a portion of it. I'm going to peel off one bunch, see if I can snip a section off. Just trying to get the base, not anything else. So working the blade or the scissors. And trying to maintain the integrity of the grass so it doesn't flatten. Let's rip that off and see what we come up with. I think that's fine. That's exactly what I was after. Back in the bag and away you go. So I want this color a little bit front and center, like just in the bit there. So that's what I'm going to do. It's quite sticky. Alright, so I'm just going to you can pop it on the base of this, or you can do it on the miniature, but I don't think I've got the control at the moment for that. Glob all over the place. And grab that gently and pop it in the spot where I want it to go. For some reason it's not sticking to the glue. Okay. Yeah, that'll dry eventually. Well, that's nice. Where else did I want some tufts? I wanted some up the back here around the base of the tree. This is a big clump, so I'm going to cut it in half. You can use your snips if you wanted. Sprue cutters. But my scissors are closer, so that's what I'm using. Alright, so where do I want these guys? How's that look? That looks weird. How about we try this way? Just trying to keep in mind the way that the fibers are facing as well. That's okay. Some over here because this is a bit bland. Maybe I should cut this one in half as well. So I'm not gluing anything just yet. Basically sort of dry fitting where we want the placement of these grass goodies. Just trying to make it look interesting. Alright, that'll do. Let's cut this one in half, because this is also quite big. Okay. I squished it, so I'm just going to try and fix it a little. Fan them out, fluff them up. Also keeping in mind that I'm going to be adding some lichen to this for a kind of a mossy effect. How about at the front here? That's pretty boring up front. I think that's looking okay. So let's start gluing. Let's do this front one. Where did we have this? Right here. Okay. Now it's not easy to see because the colour of these tufts match the grass, but what I'm going for is the height, so it's just not a flat thing. Yeah, a bit of pressure on that one. Okay, and that was there, alrighty. Okay, and that goes here. Almost there. Tiny tuft. Bit of pressure. And one more. Again, this glue will dry clear, so if you can see white, that's fine, doesn't matter. Alrighty, so we've got a good mix of the empty space, like the grass there, and some more exciting elements around. So we'll just add one more, and that's lichen. I'm using Battlefield Summer Undergrowth. Read that backwards, there you go. And it's just this spongy, foamy looking thing. So let's see what I've got here. Already got some smaller things, sections ripped up. Okay. Like little vines and some growth. So this is going to be about the base of the tree, maybe climbing up a little bit as well. Find the nicest looking bases in photos usually have lots of different elements. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. So if you have lots of different stuff, kind of whack it all in. It's hard to go wrong. It can happen, so it won't, but it's hard. Just trying to push it, kind of mold it around the base there. And that smaller bit that I broke off. Okay. Can I do anything with this vine? Not without it looking too samey, matchy. How does that look in there? Running along the rocks. Not great. Get rid of it. And we'll use a little bit over here. The more spongy bit, not the more viney bit. And then we'll use another colour just to mix it up. Okay. Now we can just use a little bit of the brighter stuff as an accent. And have we got any darker stuff? Not much. What are these little dregs at the end here? Yeah, we'll throw that in as well. So we'll go the darker here so the purple stands out a little more. If we use the lighter stuff, it'll just be a dark patch. That's not what we want. Okay. Get in there. Shove that in the part where it was glued. Okay. I think we need... Do we need? Yeah, I think we need something here as well. All the little dregs. Let's put the right one there as well. A veritable barrel of colour. I don't know, whatever. That'll do. I think that's fine. Should we put any on the tree? No, it'll just look weird. Let's put some over here. Again, just the dregs. Alright, so that's that base. Just about done. Apart from this thing here. But I think that looks nice. Let's wipe all this off. Vacuum later. And cap on. A little bit of the glue. And on the lichen. Alright, got about 20 minutes left before I have to call it quits. Told you it'd be a quick stream. But time does fly, it's almost half an hour already. Oh no, I just broke him. Alright, we'll glue him back on. At the end. Not now. Okay. Now how did we say we're going to do this? Let's bring this up a bit more. Let us change the autofocus to auto instead of manual. Nope, we're changing to auto. I mean, manual. That'll have to do. Can't quite see it. Alright. Now that is, like he's flying up. We want him kind of flying down. I'm going to have to bend this paperclip a little. Got to be gentle not to break anything else on this. Alright, so that's flying a bit more head on. And at the kind of angle that I want. I think that's fine. What do you reckon? Let's see how much room we've got underneath here. We've got that much. Plenty on this side. The rear's fine. Feels balanced. I think that's fine. Yeah, okay. So now we've got to glue it. Let's see how we do it. Now, just got to remember the position. We've already bent the paper clip, so it's not like it's going to forget. It's not going to warp back. It's got to finagle it out now. So I can pop some paint, not paint, glue. Some super glue, crayon acrylate. Alrighty, it has got a nice drippy drop on there. And we've got to work quick because it grabs quick. And is that the position that we were after? Slightly face. There we go. Ta-da! Winggit. All done. All posed. Looks nice. I'll take a photo of that later, once that's water effects sorted. Quite happy with that. Go me. And now, oh, I'll do it. He's not done yet. It's got to fix his face. This is the dab of super glue. And see if we can reattach without too much hassle. I think that's the position that it was in. Apply pressure. And there we go. Good stuff. I'll set you aside. Water effects, get out of the way. Okay, and one more task for today. got an old 40mm base. I know this Mawpup is supposed to be on a 50mm, but for Vanguard, if I want to use him for Vanguard, he's going to be on 40mm. So I'll just kind of take this, and if I need to use him for Kings of War, stick him on a 50mm, and that's fine. As long as, personally, as long as the base is black, then you're not going to be able to tell. Now I didn't quite finish him, but I can still put him on this base without like worrying about not being able to finish him. But I need to glue his arms on. Let's bring this camera back down, change the focus again. Or is that focus okay? Yeah, it's not terrible. I'll leave that. So I'll just glue his arms now. Okay. And apply the pressure. Oh wait. We've got to got to get him standing on the base, so we've got the right angle. I think that's fine. Yeah. So I'll just push his arms in. It's not too late. Waiting, waiting, make sure it grabs. Yep, that looks good. Although that does look a bit odd. There we go, move it up a bit. The other arm should be fine, yep. So, he's going to be on the base. Which way do I want him? I think there. And then we've got to put our little Mawpup friend beside him, who is this little fella who goes right there, and then I'll have to paint that little, it's like a leash. Okay. So if that's sitting there, that's fine. And then little Dorothy over here sits there, that's okay. Because I'm repurposing the base, like you'll see bits, this is where I think an old troll was. Is there a better way to do this? To try and mask those holes. I think that's okay. What do you reckon? Then you can see that. I can always just put some grass on it. That won't be a hassle, or some tuft. Yeah, tuft will do. Alright, that's what we're going for. Let's do it. So I'm just going to use super glue straight on the feet. And on the launcher itself. I think maybe on the bottom here, I don't know if that's going to hit the grass. We'll see. Carefully position. Ear to pressure. And we'll get Dorothy on there now. I've just named this thing Dorothy. I don't know why. Toto would make more sense. But no, it's Dorothy. Pressure. Not moving. Excellent. Alright, let's just do the tuft now that I'm here. Let's put some brighter stuff so it doesn't blend in with the grass there. So some dry grass looking stuff. Yeah, yellow. They're all similar sized, so let's go this one. I'm going to blob it on the base and not on this thing, because that's how I'm rolling. tweezers, as the French would say. Or is it left tweezers? I don't know. It's being silly. Schmeckle that on there. Cover that hole. And let's put some flat grass. I've got some tufts that have been squished. And are not very exciting, so if we put it underneath the thing, it looks like it's just rolled it over. Why is this so cut straight? Let's fix that up. This is a bit too straight. Too uniform. Unnatural. And if we kind of shove that underneath the launcher, if we can. Maybe it has to go this way underneath the blade. Yeah, that's okay. Probably didn't even need to glue that, because it was quite solid. Alright. Shove it in there. Cram it, cram it, cram it. Let's see if I can get a teeny tiny one. And just to put it on the other side. I might have to glue this thing because I don't have a nozzle small enough for it. I'm going to need some pressure to get it in there. Okay, as if it looks messy, it'll look fine in the end. There we go. Hole hidden. And maybe just a little bit hidden, but then it'll actually hide her. So let's see if we can find some quite flat tuft. Or just a small thingy. I've got some moss. It can't be too out of the ordinary in terms of colour. How's this? That's not bad. We'll do that. So blob on here. And smush it in front of her. Alrighty. I think that'll do. Hole's hidden. Looks okay. You wouldn't know that this base wasn't designed for this thing. And that's the Mawpup launcher. And that's the stream. Like I said, it was going to be nice and quick, not the usual 2-hour fare. I'll just pack up while I'm speaking. And just because low energy, couldn't really be bothered painting, and it's warm, so the paint is going to dry fast, even with like a wet palette. It'll still dry because it is exposed to the air. But I think that was good work for 40 minutes. Nicely based Mawpup launcher and a beautiful based Winggit. Both Mantic game miniatures, designed for the Vanguard game, but I'm going to use in Kings of War. Okay, well, let's get this mic out of the way. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully that was some help as to how I base things. And if you get some tips from that, excellent. Let me know if you didn't. What I can do to show you to improve your basing as well. Otherwise, I will see you probably in a week's time. I don't think I'm going to have time this week, and I've got a busy weekend. So other than that, have a good weekend, or week. We'll see you later. Thanks.